Uh, yeah, I've just started doing this. I've done a few, but then I got bogged down with a lot of freelance work, so I stopped for a while. Getting back into it. Yeah, I'm freelancing now. I worked at Obsidian Entertainment for about a year and a half, and before that I worked at a place called Visual Games in Austin, Texas, um, and a little bit at Warner Brothers. But after about 7 or 8 years, I've just been freelancing now. So I moved to Oregon. I like it a lot more. Yeah, I love it out here, but you know, I like the scenery and stuff, and I don't mind the rain too much. Yeah, Obsidian's in Irvine, California. Yeah, Irvine. It was too crowded there for me, but I didn't really have any complaints there. I needed to move somewhere cheaper if I was going to do the freelance thing, so this was probably the cheapest place on the West Coast compared to Seattle or San Francisco, so I moved here. Yeah, I'm from like the sticks, so I can't stand sitting in traffic all day. Although the traffic is pretty bad here too. I live just outside of Portland, but there's only like the road system here isn't very good compared to all the cars. Do you live in California now? Yeah, it's a little more laid back here, and it's a lot of outdoorsy stuff. My dog likes it better, and I've actually, since I moved here, I've just been able to work on my own stuff, and I think people react better to your personal work than they do the work stuff. I live just outside of Portland. I'm kind of out in the suburbs right now. I hope to move in a few months, but I had to make sure I could make some money doing this first. Yeah, I have a few friends that live there. Everybody complains about the price. It's so expensive right now. I didn't want to leave the West Coast, but so this was kind of the cheapest area, I guess. Not really. It's not really that cheap here, but compared to California and stuff. I had done a little bit of freelance before I quit, so I I kind of had a little bit of work lined up when I left, so I wasn't too worried. But I've been doing it for about a year and a half, I guess now, almost. So, still surviving. Yeah, it's going up a lot, but it's still pretty cheap. I've never really been to Northern California that much. I've just driven through it a couple of times. But I don't know. I'll probably move back to California maybe if some cool job shows up, but I really don't want to. I like living here, and I'm making enough money to survive on, so I'm pretty happy. It would take something really pretty amazing for me to move back, but honestly, I can just do it from here, so I'm not worried. Yeah, Portland reminds me a lot of Austin. I lived there for 2 or 3 years, and I loved it there too. But here the weather's a lot better for me. I don't mind a little bit of rain and cold. It's not even that cold here, or it wasn't last year. So. Nah, that was just fan art. Just messing around. For Warner Brothers, I worked on some of the Mortal Kombat stuff, the newer ones. That was mostly what I worked on. That was for a studio in Chicago. I only worked in Chicago for a few weeks. It was mostly freelance stuff. Thanks, Mr. Yoke. I've been trying to focus on lighting over the last year or so. I'm really kind of more interested in doing that kind of stuff, like color keys and cool lighting. So, kind of getting away from the design stuff a little bit. Plus, I'm working on a comic as a side project right now, so I just do enough freelance to pay the bills while I work on my own stuff. I'm pretty much self-taught. I didn't go to school anywhere. Well, I went to the University of Tennessee as a graphic design major a million years ago, but I didn't last long, and I didn't really know what I was doing, so I just practiced a lot. I mean, pretty much everything you need to know is online now anyway, so it took a while, but I eventually learned it well enough to get a job. And then once I got a job at a studio, I just learned so quickly, how to do stuff. But after a few years, I had to get kind of level up, I had to quit so I could just kind of focus on stuff I wanted to do instead of stuff that other people wanted me to do. Yeah, it's just tutorials. It's like the conceptart.org. Back in the day, whenever there was a lot of people there, there's a lot of information there. I went to a few workshops and stuff, but now it's like this. It's so much more stuff. I think I had a post on my blog. Just had some like book references and stuff that I just posted. It's probably stuff that people already know, but there's like Schoolism. I think Schoolism.com has like a subscription service now that's pretty cool. It's not that expensive, but I've been watching those lately. I've been trying to do more like simple designs lately, not like crazy like Warhammer illustrations I did that are like super complex with characters everywhere. I'm trying to do more simpler stuff, maybe like animation, just for to kind of get better at lighting and stuff. Yeah, I usually do more characters, but with work stuff, it usually seems like they need tons of environment work. Like my concept art work for video games is mostly environments, just because that's what people need so much of. So usually on my own time, I just work on characters and stuff like that because it's just to change things up. But it's kind of weird. Uh, I guess I'm more of a generalist or something because the stuff I've worked on has kind of been all over the place. I've worked on like a lot of props and vehicles and stuff too. It's kind of good and kind of bad too. You learn a lot more working on different things, but it's kind of hard to focus on one thing. Oh yeah, cool. Environments are kind of tricky. They take a while. Like I always wanted to do characters and stuff, but you know, they just need so many environment pieces, especially for like big MMOs and stuff. But I like doing environments now. It was nerve-wracking for a while. I use sometimes I use this program called SketchUp. It's just a really simple thing. I'll block in like if there's a lot of architecture or something, I'll do it in 3D. Maybe just really simple blocks and stuff to give me the perspective and everything. It's just super fast. I used to use 3D a lot more when I was doing weapons and stuff, but I don't use it as much. Yeah, I've tried to like convince people to use SketchUp before, but almost no one uh, has decided to use it. It's if you've used other 3D programs, it's very different. I think. I don't think it's better. It's just faster for me. But yeah, I think uh, my brother uses Maya. I think he used to work being a character artist, but he just kind of makes his own smaller games now. I used to know 3D Max pretty well, but it's been a long time since I've used it. And I've kind of played around with ZBrush, but it's really cool. But I haven't put in the time to really learn it. Did you guys go to the same school? Or?
We were wild-eyed dreamers. Now we cautiously raise our seasons turn
Okay, cool. Wasn't far from where I lived.
from one to the next.
Yeah, ZBrush has like a really steep learning curve when you with the UI. It's like so different than the rest of than other programs. But I think once you get a grasp of how the UI works, it becomes a lot you catch on a lot quicker.
There's a burden we all must shoulder. So come on and put your
Oh, really? Yeah.
back to
Um,
the
Yeah, Obsidian was a cool place to work. I really liked working there. There were a lot of really nice people there. The owners are really nice. Yeah, I love their games too. I used to play their games all the time, so it was kind of cool to be able to work there. I think one of the art directors, he looks at some people's work at the schools around town a couple of times a year, I think. I was kind of frustrated when I started working there. I ended up working on a game that's like not like any of their other games, so it was just kind of like this tank game that wasn't very there's no art to it. It was just kind of modern military stuff. A lot of the stuff I did was just like photo bashing and stuff, which is fine. It's part of the job, but it just got boring after a while. They didn't really even I didn't feel like I needed to be there, You don't really need a concept artist when all the tanks exist in real life. You can just Google stuff. But the cool thing was, I was the only concept artist on that project, so I pretty much got to kind of design the look of it all by myself. Nobody really gave me a lot of. I got to do it pretty much start to finish. I don't know. I guess there's a few places. I didn't realize it at the time when I moved here, but I didn't realize Leica was here, or Leica, that movie studio that does. I love their movies. That'd be cool to work on. I don't know. I wouldn't mind working on it. at Bethesda or something, but I don't really. That was like way on the East Coast, and I don't feel like going out there. Yeah, one of their recruiters was at a school nearby, and I kind of went in just to kind of listen to him. Sounded pretty cool. And I think they're like next year they're starting to hire a lot more people. I don't know. I haven't really talked to anybody there, so but it'd be cool to work there. Yeah, I've heard they only have like they have like a really small concept team though. They have like a ton of artists that do all kinds of different things, but they're actual visual development artists. They only have a few. I don't know. Still be cool to check out. But since I've moved here, I've gotten a lot of. I get to work on a lot of different projects now, which I like doing. Because before it was like you work on one thing for years, and now I'm like working on all kinds of different stuff, and it's a lot more fun work than the stuff I was doing. So I like it. Yeah, it varies a lot. I don't know. I've been doing some like illustration stuff and some stuff for like advertising a little bit on the side too, and it all it all varies a lot. It depends on what they want. The concept art stuff usually I can knock out pretty quickly, but the illustration takes a lot longer. I think because it's Friday, maybe. I haven't really been advertising it too much lately. I mean, too much yet because I was still getting used to it. But, I'm gonna start like posting it on my social media stuff to get people in here eventually. I hope to do it at least 3 times a week. So probably for like an hour. I can't stay on very late tonight, but starting to get more comfortable with it. I think I had like 20 something people or something Wednesday. Now I'll get like 8 on a Friday. I lost a bit of weight. That's actually my assistant. I bought this life-size skeleton that I've had for a couple of years. I mostly just use it to dress it up. Yeah, I've thought about sticking him in the passenger seat, but I haven't done it yet. He has good reference though. I have like some animal skeletons and all kinds of skulls around here. Looks weird. Yeah, Portland's got this place that has like all these. It's like a sort of like a taxidermy place, but it's got all these weird sculptures and animals and stuff in there. And they have all these skeletons that they're not too expensive; they're pretty cheap, or at least the smaller ones are. But they have all kinds of weird stuff in there. It's an awesome place to look for reference stuff. Yeah, it's not that cheap, but I had like a rat skeleton. I don't know, it was only like 15 bucks or something. Not too bad. Thanks. I feel like my style's all over the place. I've been trying to rein it in a little bit lately. Be more consistent. Yeah, I've been looking at a lot of those kind of old 2D animation stuff when I'm doing this. The Secret of NIMS, one of them. It's a really good one. Yeah, those are cool. I'm kind of just noodling around with this one. I'm pretty much done with it for now. I drew it yesterday, so I was just slapping in some quick colors on it. Yeah, there's a few of those. I look at like the Dark Crystal and stuff too. I loved all that stuff. Oh yeah, he was like a animator or something at first, wasn't he? Yeah. Oops. Let me check something real quick. I forgot he worked too. I don't think I ever saw that movie. I watched the short. It was really cool. What's going on with this thing? Yeah, I like the short a lot. I might try to work on some movies pretty soon. I just don't want to move anywhere, so it would have to be freelance. I'm actually flying to LA in a couple of weeks to go to talk with some people, and then I'm probably gonna go to CTN, so that'd be fun. Yeah, I'm just so much faster at home. I have all my stuff here, and everywhere I work, there's always like 8 people in a room or in a pod or whatever. there's constant distractions. So I just tell people I can work from home faster, and they're usually cool with it. I think I went to CTN, was it last year? It's probably a couple of years ago. It was pretty cool. I don't have a booth or anything, I'm just going to check it out. That and Monsterpalooza was pretty cool too. Yeah. The only problem with working from home is it's hard to. It's good to work at a studio with a lot of other artists. You kind of learn tricks and how people do things. Like when I worked at the studio in Austin, at one point we had like 12 concept artists there, I think, and a ton of other great artists. So I learned a ton working there. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like at certain times in my life, like working at a studio, I learn so much, but then at other times it's like a distraction. You know? So sometimes I have to work alone to just kind of work through things at my own pace. Because when you're at work, you know, you're on deadlines for everything, so it can be hard to really stop and figure things out. Use a lot, you know, I'll use whatever tricks I know to get finished on time. Thanks, Blue Pacific 4. Glad you like it. Yeah, I haven't been doing Twitch very long, so just kind of easing into it, I guess. I like it though. I've done a few live streams on Livestream or whatever, but it was terrible compared to this. This is so much easier. The quality's better too. Yeah, I'm not very good at drawing and talking at the same time, but I'm getting better at it. Just doing it a few times, get more comfortable with it. Yeah, I didn't go to art school really. I just went to a few workshops and stuff, but you know, it took me a while to learn to be good enough to you know, get work and stuff. Actually, my first job of doing any kind of art was doing caricatures and portraits and stuff in New Orleans. I'm from near there. So that was a good experience to learn how to work with under pressure. People staring over your shoulder and telling you that doesn't look like the guy you're drawing and stuff. You know. Like some people can't take criticism at all. Like I really don't. I don't care. I think to be a concept artist, you really have to be able to take criticism or change things. You always have to be able to change things, no matter how much you love it. Part of the job. Thanks. Yeah, it would get pretty nerve-wracking whenever. Like New Orleans is a big tourist town, so you get these big like at certain times of the year you get like a big influx of tourists or whatever. So there'd be like dozens of people standing behind you. We used to do it at a couple of tourist traps and at Six Flags, and I hated it, but I learned a lot, or at least that was my first real experience making money as an artist. I'm not really doing much right now. This guy's pretty much done. As much as I want to finish him anyway. I could detail him to death, but it would just get worse. Yeah, pretty much. I did some like regular portraits too, and I don't know. I was never really that comfortable doing them. But the guy I worked with was sort of like it was actually part of a company that had booths all over the place, and he was like really amazing. Like he was like very artistic about it, like. And a lot of the customers wouldn't like that, like they just wouldn't get it, But he could do like really awesome, like what's that guy's name? Sebastian Kruger, I think's his name, or stuff like that. But he was like really good at it. I didn't really care. I made everybody look like a Disney character or something because that's what they wanted. Like people, they didn't want to look ugly or anything. So and after a while I just got sick of fighting them, so I would just give them what they wanted. Thanks, sheeps. I still don't like his face, but I'm not gonna fix it. What's funny is another guy I worked with there, he was terrible. I mean, he was so awful. He could barely draw like a stick figure. It was amazing. But he was so confident about it, and he'd make more money than any of us just because he did not care at all. Like he was just so excited to be there or something. But most people can't really tell the difference, honestly. I wonder whatever happened to that guy. What he's doing now. Yeah. Actually, the one 3D model I've ever done is I did a Beefcake. Tried to and ZBrush. Thought it came out alright. He's a cool looking guy. This is from Warhammer. I'm not sure what exactly he is. I think they're called armored knobs or something. I don't know. I'm not really looking at any reference anymore. I don't really know the orcs that well. They look cool. That's all I know about. Yeah, the orcs in 40k, they usually bolt all these metal stuff to their bodies over time, and they have like mechanical arms and stuff. I just got finished doing a ton of 40k stuff. Kind of sick of it. I did one like rough sketch of the Emperor. It was part of something else though. I'll probably be back on Monday, maybe this weekend or something. Pretty much done with this guy. They usually start off as just these simple sketches and I end up working on them way too long. Hello, Cypher. Thanks. I think I'm pretty easy to work with. I know a few divas that are just like kind of hard to work with, but they're so good, it doesn't matter. Not that they're jackasses or anything, they're just kind of hard. They kind of want things a certain way. I'll either I kind of work in two different ways. Either I'll start, like with this guy, I started just the black and white value sketch, and then I added color afterwards. And the other way I work for more like the mice and stuff, I'll start with just like big flat color, and then add the value on top of that. I'm gonna eventually do a tutorial that explains it better. There's a few around that, I didn't invent any of it. It's just stuff I've learned. But yeah, nobody wants to work with an asshole. You can definitely, it's a small industry, so if you're, a pain in the ass to work with, people will find out about it and not hire you. It becomes a lot harder. And I know guys that maybe are kind of junior level or whatever, but they're always eager to help and willing to to do whatever it takes. And they're just nice people, so those guys will stick around. Yeah, you always have to be able to change stuff, you know. It's all just concept art, you know. It's made to be changed, pretty much. It'll probably be changed a million times before the end of the road. Yeah, I mean, plenty of people are, you know, awkward and stuff, but dig something up. Where is it? There's a guy's YouTube channel that has a lot of good color stuff. I don't know where it is now. That's his blog, but he has a really good color tutorial on his YouTube channel, I think, that I use sometimes. Yeah. Hello, Piram. Yeah, some people do that. No, that's some other guy. He's not my brother. He's awesome, though. I can't find his YouTube channel right now, but he had some kind of cool. I just like he treats each lighting source is like on its own layer, and he can kind of tweak it. It's a little complicated, but and kind of slow if you, especially at first. But I don't know. I like it. It's easier for me to organize that way. The way I usually do, or the way I did it on this guy, is not really how. That's kind of the other way I do it. It's usually just kind of throwing stuff at a wall and waiting for something to look cool. Yeah, that's it. I think there's some good like Gumroad pictures and stuff too. I mean, tutorials, not pictures. Yeah, I have a few. I haven't done ZBrush in a long time, but it's really cool. I've just never really put in the time to learn it. I kind of rather just stick to painting and stuff for now. I think, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing right now too. I think when I first got started doing concept art, I kind of learned a lot of bad habits just because I had to meet deadlines and stuff. So I would just use whatever Facebook tricks I could find. It worked for a while, but eventually I had to just kind of stop and start over. And just kind of like, you know, break everything down and try again. Start from scratch. But mostly now I just, you know, draw everything or paint everything. I use a little bit 3D for like architectural stuff if it's taking too long. It's just so much faster to do it that way. I don't really use much texture stuff anymore either, but I'm doing it now. Just for fun. I have a ton of like hotkeys and actions and stuff to make things faster. This guy took a couple hours to do in black and white, and then like an hour to, or maybe less, to really color. I mean, he's pretty much finished. It wouldn't have taken as long to draw it, but I don't know, I didn't really have a good reference for him. I had to redo his face a few dozen times. I think normally I could probably do this in a couple of hours if I don't screw it up. But yeah, my work stuff, I do whatever. I'll use any trick I know, like 3D or texture overlays or photo bashing or whatever. Depends on what, you know, what the art style looks like and stuff. If it's like a realistic, you know, modern day shooter or something, then I mean photographs can do the job just as easily, so you might as well use them. Yeah, I've been trying to get faster lately. I've been trying to like standardize my process a little bit to make things faster, so it's helping. Thanks, Piram. This guy's, I'm just goofing around with this guy right now. Not really even doing anything. Yeah, I would just start a new guy, but I'm probably gonna have to get off soon. I'll be on Monday. This video, the video before this should still be on my Twitch channel. It's on YouTube too, so you can watch it. It starts out with a rough sketch, and then I kind of like a really rough drawing. My line work really sucks. I don't care because I paint over it, and then I kind of laid in just some flat value and worked it up from there. And then today, this last hour, I just added color using. I kind of start out with like an adjustment layer, like a color balance layer. You can make like the dark colors. You can make one color, and the light colors you can make another color. So you can, I kind of start with that. Yeah. I don't know. My inspirations kind of come from all over the place, but I love all this crazy 80s fantasy stuff, and like Labyrinth and Dark Crystal, pretty big inspirations. And I used to look at this Warhammer stuff a lot when I was a kid. I like Adrian Smith and John Bonner. Is that his name? They have some awesome, just kind of big creatures. I don't really even play games that much right now. I don't have time. I try to play a little, just to have some idea what I'm talking about. Cool. I'll be here. I'm not the best teacher in the world, but even just watching somebody work faster, I mean, you learn in time. Yeah. I'm done with this guy. I'm not messing with him anymore. Yeah, it seems like this the creative channel or whatever is starting to catch on. I've seen some really awesome artwork on there, so it's fun to watch other people, and a lot of different stuff too, like sculpture and stuff like that. It's cool to see. Oh, that's alright. I'm pretty much finished now. About to get off. My image tab? What do you mean? This JPEG thing? I don't think so. I just upgraded to Windows 10, so I'm still getting used to it. I bought all this memory and I can't tell the difference. It seems to run exactly the same. My copy of Photoshop has some weird bug in it though. With the selection tool, sometimes it'll just move stuff all over the place. I can't figure out what's wrong with it. I have to reinstall it. Yeah, I haven't had any trouble with it lagging. So that's where that was yesterday or Wednesday. That's just the black and white version. Oh really? I don't know. Might be some kind of memory problem or something. I have like 32 megs of memory on here, so it can handle a lot. I have a ton of stuff open right now. Alright guys, I'm about to get off. Yeah, I'll be back on Monday, or yeah, Monday, so I'll be doing something new. No problem. Nice to meet you. You guys take it easy.